Jonathan Rea, the 36-year-old, coming towards the line, P1 at present, and he does fail to improve. So 0.3 of a second down on that lap in the end, all lost in the second half of it. So that's your benchmark then, 1:39.620 for the likes of Bautista and Razgatlioglu to beat.
And Bautista into that final sector, down by half a second, so he's not going to be able to make up that margin. Toprak and Locatelli, though, are on course to make up that 7th and 11th fastest in this section so far.
It is making their way through the final turn then. Alvaro Bautista and Iker Lecuona coming to the line first. Lecuona currently P5 and he is able to move up into 4th position. Danilo Petrucci directly behind him on the circuit goes P6. There's the lap time from Toprak Razgatlioglu, and Andrea Locatelli has pipped him into P3. Now we've had a notification of a crash through turn 13. The question is, were Locatelli and Razgatlioglu already clear before any possible yellow flags?
On the timing screens, they were already down in towards turn 14 when that happened, so hopefully they're clear of that. What's interesting, though, is they weren't working in tandem like we've seen so often in the past. Locatelli set that pace on his own.
Yes, and a strong lap it was as well from Andrea Locatelli. 1.5 minutes remaining in Superpole. It's Jonathan Rea who leads from Alex Lowe's in second, a KRT 1-2, a real rarity. Patty Yamaha third and fourth as things stand. Remy Gardner has just gone P3, up ahead of Locatelli and Razgatlioglu, validating some of that pace from the free practice sessions. Remember, Gardner was third on the grid at the check round in Most. He sits third again as things stand, but Michael Ruben Rinaldi might be able to send him a little bit further back. Rinaldi goes from P11 to P2. Excellent effort that from Michael Ruben Rinaldi, who's never previously qualified on the front 2 rows of the grid here in Portimao. P7 in 2020, his previous best here, but he's looking good up in second place as things stand.
Bautista is on his penultimate lap now. He's not on course to improve. Alex Lowe's has just gone down at turn 1. It's coming up on our screens. Yellow flag at turn 1. That's Javi Vierge. He went off at turn 13 earlier on. But Lowe's down at turn 1. That could put out the yellow flags for Bautista. He might only end up on the 3rd row of the grid.
Everyone who starts their lap after this incident for Alex Lowe's is going to have it neutralised, and they're not going to get around for another one because just 30 seconds remain here. Alvaro Bautista then crossing the line now to start what would have been his final flying lap. Alex Lowe's was making his way away from the circuit. You're watching Scott Redding, who's all the way down in 16th, just moving up into 12th place. But what about Alvaro Bautista making his way through sector 1? 15 seconds remaining before the checkered flag falls. He was just making his way into his final lap.
We saw that the marshals and Lowe's were right up to the barrier, so maybe Bautista's got through there before the yellow flags came out. He did have a yellow flag infringement in Moss, don't forget. That dropped him further down the field. So for Bautista, we'll see what he can do in his final lap. Down by 1/10 of a second in sector 1, though, so not improving.
Garrett Gerloff crossing the line goes P13, slotting in behind Scott Redding, so not the best of efforts from Garrett Gerloff as he locks up now on his way back towards turn number 1 after the checkered flag. Gerloff, our pole sitter, remember, in Magny-Cours, a fair way up further down the order this time around. Loris Baz P16, seeing some of the riders a little bit further down the order, but it's Jonathan Rea who leads in this Superpole session. Michael Ruben Rinaldi in second, Alex Lowe's in third, and Alvaro Bautista loses massive ground in sector 2, 7/10 of a second down, so it doesn't look as though he's going to be able to improve from P7, and that will be a real shock.
Yeah, the one thing for him is at least Toprak's only 1 spot ahead of him on the grid. Look at all the dust and everything. That's from Javi Vierge's bike.
As Alvaro Bautista then comes through in the second half of this lap, there's going to be no improvement there, so it does look as though your top 10 at least are settled here in Superpole. Rea, Rinaldi and Lowe's, the front row of the grid. A couple of surprises there. Remy Gardner, Andrea Locatelli and Toprak Razgatlioglu row 2, and Alvaro Bautista will start behind Razgatlioglu in P7. Major surprises there. Bautista crosses the line a second down on the fastest time set by Jonathan Rea, and it's another pole position in a row. Back-to-back poles for Jonathan Rea, and a 6th here in Portimao. Super effort once again from Rea.